The gentle wisdom of Richard Harris, the commanding authority of Michael Gambon, and the mysterious charm of Jude Law. Each actor brings a distinctive voice to Albus Dumbledore. But how does Dumbledore command a presence where his words are as powerful as his magic?
Hello there, I'm Sake.
Hi, I'm Matt. Today we're going to be looking at Albus Dumbledore. We're going to be looking in the way he speaks and comparing the 3 different interpretations of Albus Dumbledore with Richard Harris, Michael Gambon, and Jude Law. We're going to look at their unique performances and explain how each actor uses his voice to shape the character.
Exciting.
Indeed. Let's get into it. So first, let's look at the character of Dumbledore from the books. So Take, where is Dumbledore from in the books?
Ireland?
No!
London?
No!
In the book?
In the books.
What?
It's a very famous place.
Oh, Godric.
Godric's Hollow.
Hollow.
Yes, Godric's Hollow.
Oh, I see.
And where is Godric's Hollow? Do you know where it is in the UK?
Does that exist?
Yes! It's not a real place, it's a fictional place.
Oh yeah.
Where do you think that the place of Godric's Hollow is?
I have no idea.
In this case, we are looking at West Country.
Really?
West Country,
West
which
Country?
is exactly where Hagrid's voice comes from.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that Dumbledore does not speak with a West Country accent. No. So actually, in the books, he has more of an RP accent.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, we've explained these both in the Hagrid video and the Harry Potter video. Please check the links below. But today we're going to look at how Dumbledore speaks in the movies. What kind of accent does he have in the movies?
Irish?
Irish, yes. We're looking at an Irish accent. So now we're going to look at the 3 different actors of Dumbledore. We're going to compare where they're from and what accent they bring to Dumbledore. So let's first look at Richard Harris. What movies was Richard Harris in?
The first 2, right?
Yes, the first 2, we're looking at the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone if you're American, and the Chamber of Secrets. So based on his accent, where do you think Richard Harris is from?
Ireland.
Ireland, yes, exactly. So yeah, Richard Harris is born and raised in Ireland, so he has a soft Irish accent.
Okay.
In this case, he speaks very softly spoken, almost like a whisper. You'll notice that part of his charm of his Dumbledore is he's very quiet, he's very whispery. He also has quite a whimsical melody with his intonation. His intonation flows up and down. He also uses a slow, measured pacing, which kind of gives him that air of wisdom to him as well. He doesn't talk quickly, he takes things quite slowly. So, we're now going to look at a scene of Dumbledore talking to Harry after he's had the fight with Voldemort in the first movie.
How is it I got the stone, sir? 1 minute I was staring in the mirror, and the next...
You see, only a person who wanted to find the stone, find it, but not use it, would be able to get it. That is one of my more brilliant ideas.
Many people say that he is the best Dumbledore.
I mean...
And I kind of understand, right?
Yeah.
His softly spoken, very charming demeanor. As we mentioned, he has the slow pacing. His voice is quite sing-songy.
His brilliance.
Yeah.
And then greatness.
Yeah.
We can rely on him.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
He's the best wizard.
Yeah,
That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
This is Dumbledore.
This is Dumbledore.
Yeah.
I would love to see a time when they could have had him do, sadly he passed away,
Yeah.
but imagining him as Dumbledore for all 7 movies.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine like him doing scenes like the Half-Blood Prince, right?
That's what I was thinking.
Right, where he has the thing where he has to drink from the cup and he's, losing his mind. Like, I can't imagine this actor doing that performance.
That's true.
Because it's such a different take on Dumbledore.
And then imagine, like him falling down from
Yeah.
the tower.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
crying
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, but I'm also happy with Michael Gambon's performance.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Which brings us on to Michael Gambon.
Okay.
So, based on Michael Gambon's accent, where do you think he is from?
I have no idea.
In this case, he is Irish-born, but he was raised in England, as I understand.
Okay.
So in this case, yeah, Michael Gambon, he has a more authoritative tone with clearer and more well-pronounced sounds. So his accent is more closer to an RP accent than an Irish accent.
Okay.
But he still uses Irish undertones. Some of his Irish accent kind of flows through. So he's more dynamic and varied in pitch.
Okay.
Sometimes his accent sounds a little bit more British, and sometimes it sounds a little bit more Irish. And you'll notice that his version of Dumbledore is obviously more intense. He speaks quicker, he has more range of the character. You know, he does do softly spoken, but he also has very high intense moments.
Yeah. Now for me, he's Dumbledore.
Yes.
You know, but like when I saw him for the first time, I was like, oh, he's this Dumbledore. It's aggressive.
Yeah, he's quite aggressive, right? So actually, we're going to look at two clips. The first one we have to look at because people love this clip for how different it is from the books.
Okay.
So we're looking at the Goblet of Fire. Harry's just become Triwizard champion. You know exactly what clip we're looking at.
Yeah, that's where I got confused, right?
Yes.
You know, is this Dumbledore?
Yes. So let's quickly watch.
Alright.
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
No, sir.
You asked one of the oldest students to do it for you?
No, sir.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes, sir.
When I saw it for the first time, I didn't like this.
No. And actually, people still to this day make a whole thing about it on the internet where they're like, Dumbledore said calmly, Harry, did you put your name into the Goblet of Fire? And then, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? So, this is one example, but I am going to look at another example because I don't think this is a true representation of Michael Gambon's performance. So we're now going to look at the Half-Blood Prince, and Dumbledore is speaking to Harry on the top of the tower before they go to the cave where Voldemort has put the Horcrux.
The place to which we journey tonight is extremely dangerous. I promised you could accompany me, and I stand by that promise. But there's one condition. You must obey every command I give you without question.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. I wouldn't recognize his accent as an Irish accent.
No.
It's so soft.
Yes, his accent has more of an Irish undertone, but it's not as clear.
No.
But I chose this scene more of the fact that this is more of the softly spoken Dumbledore that we see from Richard Harris, right? And it's a better way to compare the characters of seeing that they had the way that they do these softly spoken. You'll notice that Michael Gambon's stance is less whispery, it is more deep and commanding.
Yeah.
Right? And that's very interesting. But I could also imagine Richard Harris doing this scene. Okay, so that's the first two. We're now going to look back to the prequel series of Fantastic Beasts.
Okay.
And we're going to look at Jude Law's performance.
Wow, this is our first time to see Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, it is. I mean, Fantastic Beasts is very interesting because even though the main character is British, Newt Scamander is British, most of the characters are American, right? And that makes it a little bit more difficult to analyse as a non-American person. So, firstly, where do you think Jude Law is from?
I don't remember his accent. The North Ireland?
North Ireland, yes.
London?
London, yes.
Okay.
He is actually from London. In this case, he has primarily an RP accent.
Okay.
But you'll notice that he does put on an Irish accent and he tries to imitate the other actors. And sometimes it is very British and sometimes it is more Irish. And because he plays a younger Dumbledore, his performance is more charismatic.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah. So we're now going to look at a clip of his performance. We're looking at him talking with Newt Scamander in The Crimes of Grindelwald.
The purebloods think he's the last of an important French line. A baby whom everyone thought lost. Not leaders, brother. That's what they're whispering.
I wouldn't think it's an Irish accent.
No, but you'll notice that there's slight twang.
Yeah, I got that too, you know.
Especially when he said the purebloods, right? It wasn't like a pure British accent, an RP accent. It had that twang to it. So he is putting on that performance there.
Yeah.
So now we're going to look at the 5 main traits of the Irish accent. We're going to compare how each of the actors does this trait. You'll notice that some of them do them more and some of them less.
Okay.
So the first thing we look at when we're looking at an Irish accent is melodic lilt, which in normal terms means the rise and fall in intonation.
Okay.
You'll notice that an Irish accent has quite a musical tone to it. It's quite sing-songy. I think when we compare these 3 actors, Harris does this the most. His delivery is smooth, but it's almost poetic. So we're going to quickly look at the Chamber of Secrets just after they've gone into the Chamber of Secrets and Harry is talking with Dumbledore in his office.
Ah, okay.
It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
Yeah.
I love this line. When I read this
in
the book, when I saw this in the movie, I was like so inspired.
Yeah. And his delivery, amazing.
It is not ability to
it's quite
to show who we are.
True, it is our choices, right?
Yeah.
I would say it's not our ability to show who we are, it is our choices.
Yeah.
It goes down.
Yeah.
So it's quite sing-songy. As for Michael Gambon, he mostly avoids using this lilt, but he does use it for more emotional aspects of his character. So when he gets into the emotional side of things, he does use it. So we're going to look at a clip of him not using it.
Okay.
So we're now looking at the Half-Blood Prince. Dumbledore and Harry are going to visit Slughorn for the first time.
Harry, I assume right about now you must be wondering why I brought you here. Am I right?
Oh, okay. But
It has a little bit of sing-songiness, but it's not as distinctive.
It was always down.
But like even then in the middle it kind of goes up and down.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right in that it ends the sentence going down.
But like his voice is stronger.
Yes.
And I like it.
As for Jude Law, his kind of mixes between the two. Right?
Okay.
He often uses the lilt, but kind of in a softer way. You'll see it happen often, but also like sometimes he doesn't use it. It really depends on the scene. As I said, he kind of switches in and out of the Irish accent.
Okay.
So we're now going to look at the follow-up from the scene we looked at earlier, where he is asking Newt to do a task for him.
Okay.
Do you know why I admire you, Newt?
What?
More perhaps than any man I know. You do not seek power.
Yeah, his accent is really clear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think it's Irish.
No, not at all. Sometimes he really pushes the Irishness, and sometimes he really doesn't push it at all. And it's really interesting to see how he plays the version of the younger Dumbledore. So, moving on to the second trait, we're looking at the softened or dropped TH sounds. So, as you know, with an RP accent, we clearly pronounce those TH sounds, which we did previously with Harry Potter. But in this case, when it comes to the Irish accent, they sometimes soften those TH sounds or drop them altogether. So we're going to watch Harris first. Harris, I think, again, he does this naturally in a subtle way. So we're going to look at the House Cup announcement from the end of the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay.
Second, to Mr. Ronald Weasley, for the best played game of chess that Hogwarts has seen these many years, 50 points.
Oh, has seen these?
So these actually I think was quite strong, but it's that Hogwarts.
That Hogwarts?
Yeah, that, it's not as strong, it's not that, it's that Hogwarts. It's a really salty TH sound.
For the best played game of chess that Hogwarts has seen.
Okay. Last time you said my TH sound like F's. That means like American accent is softer, right?
Yeah.
But softer than American accent or close to American accent?
I would say it's a different way of pronouncing.
Okay.
Which makes it even more confusing because it's so subtle. American, thanks. British, thanks.
And Irish?
Irish, thanks. Right, as for Michael Gambon, he pronounces that TH sound more clearly. He articulates it well, it's closer to the RP accent.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't recognize.
Okay, well
let's watch it.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
We're looking at the Prisoner of Azkaban, and it's the time turner scene where Dumbledore tells them to go back to save Sirius and Buckbeak.
3 turns should do it, I think.
Okay, 3 times.
Yeah, 3 turns should do it.
3 turns.
Yeah, 3 turns should do it, I think. Yeah, we got 2 THs.
Okay.
3 turns, I should do it, I think. Yeah, more clearly pronounced to me.
Nope.
I'm watching your mind melt from this. As for Jude Law, he softens the TH sound in casual speech, but when it's more of a serious moment, he clearly pronounces the TH sound.
Okay.
So we're going to look at another clip. In this clip, we're looking at Dumbledore talking with the Ministry in the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom about his backstory with Grindelwald.
Emotional contact.
However long you keep me and my friends under surveillance, you're not going to discover plots against you, Travers, because we want the same thing, the defeat of Grindelwald.
We have the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. We're looking at a clearly pronounced TH sound. You know, it's a serious manner, he's clearly pronouncing that TH sound.
I see.
Yes. Right, so our third trait, we're looking at roticity.
Oh!
Yeah. Would you remember what roticity is?
Strong R. Right?
Strong R's, the rolled R's. Yeah. So when we're looking at Harris, he's subtly rolling his R's, making them more noticeable than an RP accent. For this scene, we're looking back at the house cup from the Philosopher's Stone. We're going to look at another way, in this case, that he uses the rolled R's, the roticity.
In 4th place, Gryffindor with 312 points.
Gryffindor.
That
was noticeable.
300.
300? Oh,
yeah.
Missed it.
Fourth place.
Oh,
there's so many R's in this one sentence.
But the Gryffindor
very, very rolled. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can really hear those rolled R's with Harris. So, comparing Harris's accent with Gambon, Gambon usually leans towards a more standard RP accent of non-roticity. But when it comes to emotional moments, you'll see that he does use those rolled R's. So we're now going to look at the same scene with the time turner and see how he uses those rolled R's.
Please believe us.
I do, Miss Granger, but I'm sorry to say the word of 3 13-year-old wizards will convince few others.
3
13-year-old wizards. Right? In this case, the R is very rolled.
Yeah.
I love this, just because of the way that he has those R's all through each part.
I think this is the most distinct one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was watching, Harry Potter, I recognized those R's.
Yeah.
This is his accent. Yeah,
yes,
for
exactly.
me. Yeah, R's. Strong R's.
Roticity.
Okay.
Then comparing those two with Jude Law, his R's are a little bit more subtle. But you will see that they come in, again, in emotional, reflective moments. Again, he's using those rolled R's. So, in this clip, we're looking at the secrets of Dumbledore, and Dumbledore is thanking Newt and leaves the little twig thing.
It's a historic day. There once was before, there will now be after.
Before.
There you go, there's your rolled R's. There once was before.
That was, kind of slight.
Yeah.
Soft.
It's softer, but it is noticeable. It's not an RP accent in this case. So, our fourth trait, we're looking at vowel softening and lengthening. In this case, our vowels are more open, they're softer, and they're also longer.
Okay.
So, firstly, when we're looking at Harris, his naturally elongates his vowel sounds, which makes his speech sound softer and more fluid. So we're going back to the Sorcerer's Stone and when Dumbledore is talking to Harry after the attack with Voldemort.
Harry, Do you know why Professor Quirrell couldn't bear to have you touch him? It was because of your mother.
Softer,
Yeah.
longer
Yeah.
vowel.
Yeah.
Bear?
I would say you more than anything. Do you know? Yeah. Do you know?
Do you?
Yeah. Like his you kind of drags into the no. Do you know?
What would you normally say?
Do you know?
Do you know?
Yeah.
So it's shorter.
Yeah. Do you know?
But do you know?
Do you know? Yeah, I think you're bear as well. Bear. I would say bear. Bear. He elongated the E.
You know, I thought he was just talking slowly.
I mean, that's part of, I think, the accent itself, right? His sort of slow way of speaking. So, comparing that with Gambon uses a more RP accent when it comes to those vowel sounds. They're shorter, they're crisper. Let's have a look. We're going to look at the Order of the Phoenix, Umbridge, and the others are trying to take Dumbledore to Azkaban, and he ain't going.
I thought we might hit this little snag. You seem to be laboring under the delusion that I'm going to... What was the phrase? Come quietly. Well, I can tell you this.
I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah, just in general, I think those vowel sounds, they're short, they're crisp. I think he also speaks quite quickly, right? Which gives that real contrast to Harris, where he, you know, you seem to be under the delusion. He's very quick.
Yeah, that was,
Right? You seem to be, you see.
You.
Yeah,
Oh,
again, we're using the short you. As for Jude Law, he kind of does a mixture between the two. He uses elongated vowels for like emotional scenes. So we're gonna see from the Secrets of Dumbledore, they've got the 5 and they've got the cases and they're going around. We're gonna see him use a little bit of elongated vowels.
Okay.
Grindelwald will do anything within his powers to get his hands on our rare friend. Therefore, it's essential that we keep whoever he dispatches on his behalf guessing.
I'm gonna focus on the middle part of the sentence.
Rare?
Our rare friend.
Our rare friend.
Our rare...
our rare friend.
Yeah, so again, we got the rolled R's. We've also got the open elongated our, right? It's not
our part.
Yeah.
Not rare.
Yeah. Rare also
okay.
as well. I'll play it one more time.
Grindelwald will do anything within his powers to get his hands on our rare friend. Therefore,
okay. I mean, this was more distinct.
This was more distinct, yeah. I think this is actually probably the best example we have of these open elongated vowels. So our fifth and final trait, we're looking at relaxed consonants and soft edges. You'll notice that the consonants, those T sounds, they're softer.
Oh.
Instead of saying, you know, T, it's a T, it's a soft T. Other consonants as well, you'll notice that they're softer. So Harris embodies this the most. He embodies a voice that sounds effortlessly smooth and it flows quite naturally. The words flow between each other, they're not clear consonant sounds.
Okay.
So we're going to go to the Mirror of Erised. Obviously Harry is in front of the Mirror of Erised and Dumbledore has come to talk with him about coming to the mirror.
It shows us nothing more or less than the deepest and most desperate desires of our hearts.
The most desperate desire of our heart.
Hearts. Not heart.
Heart.
Hearts. It doesn't have the T. He kind of softens it. It kind of tapers off at the end.
Yeah. If I focus on it.
Yeah. In contrast to this, Gambon uses those consonants more clearly. So we're looking at the Half-Blood Prince, and Dumbledore is giving his speech at the beginning of the school year.
Which is why, as I stand looking out upon you all tonight, I'm reminded of a sobering fact.
What did you say at the end?
Yeah, actually, something I didn't notice until I watched it just now.
Okay.
Sobering fact, he dropped that T sound.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even though he is using those consonants, I've noticed he kind of dropped it at the end of that sentence. Now I have to rethink my whole life.
So he also
Yes.
doesn't pronounce T.
Yes.
Strongly.
Sometimes, strongly he doesn't pronounce those T's.
Which scene is sometimes?
So yeah, I picked this scene out because of the stand.
A stand. Okay.
Yeah, the stand part. He's very clearly pronouncing those consonants. I did not notice he did not pronounce the T's.
He's Irish.
He's Irish. So for Jude Law, he kind of strikes a balance between using those consonant sounds and removing them when he needs to. I guess now he's very similar to Gambon, who also does the same thing. So we're going to look at a clip where Dumbledore is talking with Theseus in The Secrets of Dumbledore, and they're concocting the plan to take down Grindelwald.
I can't say I have much experience with such things, but it looks to me to be a blood trough.
That would be correct.
And whose blood is contained within?
That would be correct.
Yeah, but he didn't say
correct.
the T. Correct.
He
didn't pronounce those T's.
Yeah.
That'd be correct. Yeah. People often say that Jude Law doesn't use the Irish accent, but he does. That's the thing, right? There are many scenes that I've found where he is using those Irish traits. And I think he actually did a very good performance of a younger Dumbledore.
Yeah.
So, now we've looked at the 5 main traits. Which Dumbledore do you think is the best at with the Irish accent specifically?
For me, Richard
Harris?
I think.
Why?
His traits of Irish accent was the most distinct one.
Yeah, I think so as well.
For me, in my mind, Dumbledore is him. Like,
really?
When I read Harry Potter, like he's calm and strong, the greatness, brilliance, his wittiness. And are we only talking about accents?
I don't know, you're talking about everything now.
Pick it up.
My personal feeling is that I think Harris has the best Irish accent, and I think that comes out very clearly throughout the the traits that we've looked at.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say I think I prefer Gambon. Michael Gambon, I think his performance as Dumbledore more resonates with me than Richard Harris. And I think that's maybe because he had more movies to kind of put that spin on his Dumbledore. For me, when I think of Dumbledore, I don't think of Richard Harris. And maybe that's because my favourite movies are not the first 2, right? Not that I dislike those movies, but like maybe we should save that from another video. But my favourite versions of Dumbledore come from the later movies.
I see. Okay, we'll talk about it in a different video.
Yeah.
So please stay tuned.
Okay. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we will see you in another video.
Bye.
See you. So the first thing we look at when we're looking at an Irish accent is the melodic lilt, which is the rise and fall in intonation.
Okay.
You'll notice that the Irish accent has quite a sing-songy accent, and it doesn't naturally fall in the same way that a British accent does. Right? When we finish a sentence, we normally lower the intonation. Right? That's the end of the sentence. We're clear, we're focused. But with an Irish accent, that doesn't happen. That.
Now it's a helicopter?
Are you serious? This is going to be our outtakes. Every video is just me getting annoyed by whatever's going past the window. Like, be quiet, please. Right, okay. I'm just going to do the whole thing again. Right, whole thing again. Right, cool.